In this lesson, painting a sphere in Photoshop. First, we will create a new file, new, and in the dialog box you'll see pixels. We'll set that to inches, and we need it to be 7 inches wide by 5 inches high, a resolution of 600. We can leave RGB and transparent. Hit OK. This is our new canvas. So first of all, going into the layers, and we're going to name this layer background. We'll be using the bucket tool, which is here. It's hidden behind this, so we hit the little triangle, get the paint bucket tool, and in our swatches we will be using a 50% gray. So now bucket in the 50% gray, go back to the layers, make a new layer by hitting this new layer button, name this one table, and the bucket is still selected, so go to the swatches and we'll paint this one in at 20% gray. We'll need a rectangular marquee, so grab the marquee tool from the tool palette and starting at the corner, pull it up. This is going to be our tabletop for our sphere to sit on. We don't want to be at the halfway point. We don't want to be up above. Somewhere around the bottom third or so is best. Now, when I use the bucket tool, and we now have it set to 30% gray, we will paint in just this rectangle. Now to remove the marquee and the marching ants, hit Control D. Make another layer above the table and name this one Sphere. We'll set the swatches for the sphere at 30%. We'll need an elliptical marquee tool, and I'm going to start near the center and pull out. At that point, I'm going to hit the Alt key, and that way this whatever we draw will come from the center where we started. You also want to put down the Shift key. The Shift key makes it be a perfect circle. Now if you need to move it around, you can put your thumb on the space bar and move the sphere around. So let's try that again. The elliptical marquee tool, click towards the middle, put your finger on the Alt key, then the Shift key, and the space bar. Take the space bar off and you can change its size. So at this point I have all 3 fingers on the keyboard. I'm trying to place it in such a way that it's not exactly the same as from top, that we don't have the same negative space at the top and the bottom, so we don't want to be centered this way. A little lower would be good, but pretty much centered left and right by eye, and a nice pleasing size. Get the bucket tool, make sure you're on the correct layer, check that we're on the sphere layer, and bucket in the 30% gray and Control D. I'll go to File, Save As, and we'd like to save this in a format as Photoshop PSD, and I'm going to save it as Sphere 1. That concludes this lesson.